The Detroit Lions have done it again. I don't know how the hell they won this game Sunday night against the Houston Texans. They had no business at all whatsoever. They had no business being in this game against the Texans, but they came back from a 23-7 deficit at halftime. I mean, that first half, Jesus, that was the worst we've seen the Lions play all season long. I mean, let's be honest, right? Am I the only one who agrees to that? That was the worst first half of football I have witnessed all season from the Detroit Lions. I mean, God, that was awful. 4 interceptions in the first half from Jared Goff. His worst start, without question, this season. But, dude, they came back and they won, scored 19 unanswered points. Crazy, dude. I mean, I don't know. How's that even possible, my friend? The Texans didn't score a single damn point in the second half. They didn't score any points. And you would have thought they would have scored more how they played in the first half. I mean, they looked absolutely fantastic. And then the Detroit Lions looked like absolute garbage. But here, the Lions, man, this is the game, I'm telling you, this is the game that separates great teams from good teams. And Dan Campbell said it. He had the best quote after the game. When it's not your day and you still get a win, you know, that's a sign of a good football team. He's absolutely right. He nailed it right on the money when he said that. It obviously wasn't their day, especially in that first half, but they found a way to win. And that's why they're a good damn football team. The best team in the NFL, despite what happened Sunday night. I honestly believe they are still the best team in the NFL. The best team in the NFL. Not the Chiefs, not the Ravens, not the Bills, the Detroit Lions. Okay? Yes, Jared Goff threw for 5 interceptions. He threw 5 interceptions in this game. That is not good. That is horrible. That is absolutely atrocious. That's garbage. We cannot have that happen ever again. But to come back from a 23-7 deficit, you got Jake Bates kicking the game tying field goal and then the game winner. I mean, dude, that place erupted. You felt like we were in Ford Field Sunday night in Houston with how many fans were there. It was awesome. Carlton Davis had 2 interceptions. The first interception occurred on the first play in the second half. As Dan Campbell's doing an interview with the sideline reporter, and he mentioned, yeah, we need a takeaway. We need a turnover. Well, you got your turnover, my friend. Yeah, I was going to say, the football gods have spoken. Your wish came true, Dan Campbell. And Carlton Davis had 2 interceptions. He had one on the first play of the second half. I mean, dude, this game got away from the Texans. I mean, it's a heartbreaker. It's rather embarrassing, to be honest with you. Yeah, you just cannot do that, especially on Sunday Night Football. You're a first-place team in the AFC South. You're a decent team, you know, good enough to win games, but, dude, you have to close that game out. You're up 23-7 against arguably the best offense you've seen this year, and you can't score a single damn point in the second half? What the hell's wrong with you guys? I thought this was the NFL, you know? You can't do that. But what a comeback victory. Oh, my God. A comeback victory of the ages, man. Unbelievable. I mean, you would have thought the first half, oh, these guys are done. Jared Goff throwing for 4 interceptions in the first half, 5 interceptions total. Yeah, game's over, right? Nope, not this Detroit Lions team. I mean, maybe in years past, yeah. You know, I've seen a lot of those games. Yeah, those were tough to watch, man. Made me want to gouge my eyes out. But this team, we're built different, man. I mean, you got Dan Campbell at the helm. You got Brad Holmes, the general manager. You got an organization who actually wants to win now, you know, and the players are buying it. We've seen it. We saw it Sunday night. They could easily just not try and just be like, all right, it's just a bad day. Let's take our loss and go home. No. You know, we're at that point, we were on a 6-game winning streak. We're on a 7-game winning streak now with the win against the Texans, but we're red hot right now. We got to stay red hot. We got to find a way to get our heads out of our asses and win this game. And that's exactly what they did. Unbelievable. Best game I've seen all year. I'm not even joking about that. The best game. The best game I've seen this year. Craziness, right? I mean, it had everything. The halftime deficit. Your star quarterback, Jared Goff, who came into this game completing 82.8% of his passes. He has more touchdowns than incompletions. Has thrown 4 interceptions in the first half. 5 total. I mean, I get it. Some of them were tipped and, you can't do anything about it. But 5 interceptions, god-awful, right? Texans look good on offense. Everything was going right for the Texans. But then the second half, it was a completely different story. They turned the page, the Detroit Lions did, and they found a way to win. 26-23 against the Texans. Our first win against the Houston Texans since September 19th of 2004. Let me repeat that again. This was our first, that was the last time going to this game. That was the last time we beat the Houston Texans. September 19th, 2004. You know what day that is? That is my birthday. You know how old I turned that day? I was 8 years old when the Lions last beat the Texans going into this Sunday night football game. 8 years old, dude. I'm 28 now. So 20 years. And so they were on a 4-game winning streak against us. This is the 6th time we played these guys, and we finally got a win after 20 freaking years, man. I mean, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Whew, crazy. But yeah, this game was awesome. It had everything you ever wanted from a football fan standpoint. I mean, the drama, the craziness that happened in the second half. Your star quarterback, what the hell's wrong with Jared Goff, man? I mean, this guy, most accurate passer coming to this game. This guy not throwing a lot of incompletions. What's going on? He found a way to lead his team to victory, man. And you know what? That's a sign of a great quarterback. And like Dan Campbell said, when you have an off day and you still find a way to win, that is a great sign of a good football team. And he's right. I mean, how's he wrong on that? So, yeah, this game was crazy. So, yeah, Lions and Texans, Sunday night football, great game. 7 straight wins for the Lions, 8-1. First time since 1954 they have accomplished that. First team since 1970, so 54 years ago. The Baltimore Colts beat the Chicago Bears after throwing 5 interceptions, plus being down by 15-plus points, and still get the win. Crazy. And then 5 interceptions for Jared Goff. He's the first one to throw 5 interceptions in a football game and still win the football game since Matt Ryan did against the Cardinals in 2012. Yeah, a long time ago, 12 years ago. I was a sophomore in high school. Put that into some perspective a little bit. And then this is the first time in Jared Goff's career that he threw 5 interceptions. So what is this game about, right? Was it about Jared Goff just absolutely looking like crap in the first half, or was this about the defense coming back and playing really good football? I mean, let's be honest. Our offensive line was not the greatest. I mean, yeah, we lost Taylor Decker. That's a huge loss for the Detroit Lions. He's one of our best offensive linemen. When you lose him, yeah, it showed. I mean, we were getting bulldozed by the Houston Texans defensive linemen. And they had guys injured on the line, and they still bulldozed us. We couldn't get the running game going. Jared Goff didn't have time to throw the ball. He was getting hit in that first half. I mean, we were getting absolutely dominated in that first half on both sides of the ball. But our defense kept us in that game. So hats off to the Detroit Lions defense and Aaron Glenn for calling a good game. Yeah, you gave up 23 points in the first half. I get that. I mean, it was horrible. It was frightening watching it at my brother's house with his buddies. But the way they came back in that second half, unbelievable. I mean, not allowing a single point in the second half. I mean, dude, all the credit has to go to the Detroit Lions defense, or am I wrong on that? I mean, they played lights out in that second half. Carlton Davis with 2 interceptions, a couple sacks from Aaliyah McNeil, one of our better defensive linemen. Dude, yeah, we came with a different game plan going to that second half. But to not allow a single point in the second half, unbelievable. So Yeah, that's how we start this bad boy today. So, welcome to the show, guys. Time of the prize. The prize is back. That was awesome, man. The best game I've seen all year. So yeah, you had that going on, and then obviously Week 10 was crazy in general, right? We had a crazy one Thursday night. Ravens and the Bengals, 35-34. The Ravens win this one. Joe Burrow threw for 428 yards and 4 touchdowns, and then Jamar Chase had 11 receptions, 264 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and they still lost. I mean, jeez, dude, how do you still lose when you have a good quarterback and arguably a top 5 receiver putting those kinds of stats out, and you still lose the effing game against the Baltimore Ravens? Like, come on, dude. I mean, and then the Cincinnati defense held Derrick Henry to 68 rushing yards. 68 against a guy who is the best running back right now. He leads the league in rushing and rushing touchdowns, and you held him to 68 points, and you still lose. Damn, dude. I mean, oh God. I mean, that's frustrating. It's heartbreaking and frustrating at the same time. But that's how Week 10 started, so you already knew this was going to be another crazy, crazy week of football. And then Sunday came, and then we had two of the worst teams going at it in the overseas in Germany. You had the Panthers winning in overtime, 20-17, because the Giants. My God, Daniel Jones. I'm sorry, brother, you gotta go. Like I said numerous times on this podcast, Giants. It's time to go. That team is just in shambles right now. That team needs to shut it down for sure. I mean, that's horrible what I saw in that game. I didn't wake up to watch that game, by the way. I just saw like the ending of it. So I'm not gonna waste my time watching 2-6 teams going at it, or 2-7 teams going at it. Like, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, then the Patriots beating the Bears 19-3. So the Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams. I mean, dude, it's bad. It's bad over there. The head coach over there, Uberfluss. Yeah, I think you need to start finding a new job, my friend, because obviously you as a head coach, it's not working out at all. It's not working, dude. It's not operating. You lose to the 2-7, now the 3-7 Patriots at home too. That's embarrassing. And you score 3 points in 4 quarters of football in the NFL. Are you sure you're a professional football team? Oof. Yeah, things are not looking good for Chicago. So yeah, that. And then you had the Bills, 8-2, first time, best start since 1993 in a 10-game span. They win again, 30-20 against the Colts on the road. So yeah, Josh Allen threw for 2 interceptions in this game, but it didn't matter. Colts found a way to still win, and yeah, they're looking pretty damn good right now. Looking red hot right now. So watch out for the Bills. And then the Broncos and Chiefs. I mean, this game, I tell you what, the Broncos, they shot themselves in the foot. You had the opportunity to beat the undefeated and the reigning Super Bowl champions, and you couldn't do it. I mean, yes, going for the game-winning field goal, obviously, I mean, you're right there, right? And then these guys come out of nowhere and block the damn field goal, and that's how the game ends. I mean, the Chiefs, these guys always find a way to win the game, right? And they did. They're still undefeated. I mean, the Broncos, that was their chance to knock off the only undefeated team in the NFL right now. And the last second field goal got blocked. I watched it and I couldn't believe it, dude. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Like, someone beat these guys, please. The football gods have to answer us. Please let the Chiefs get beaten at some point during the regular season. Please, for the love of God. Because I'm sick and tired of hearing about this team. I really am. I'm sick of it. Patrick Mahomes this, Patrick Mahomes that, Chiefs have won 16 straight. Yeah, that's impressive. And we can't sleep on that. They are definitely top 2 teams in the NFL. The other being the Detroit Lions. But, damn, dude. Chiefs should have lost that one, but they won. Interesting game there. And then the Saints, after firing Dennis Allen last week win the first game in 8 weeks. 20-17 against the Falcons. So the Falcons, you lose to the Saints, a team that is god-awful. I mean, absolute garbage. And you have Kirk Cousins and Darnell Mooney and Bijan Robinson, and you still can't win this game? Oh, Jesus. Horrible, dude. But yeah, the Saints win that one. The 49ers beating the Buccaneers. Last second field goal, 23-20. Another close game. Another game that arguably the 49ers probably should have lost. But once again, this is the NFL. Anything can happen. So Brock Purdy, 353 yards, 2 touchdowns, 25 of 36. I mean, another team who finds a way to win. And I don't think they're even that good, to be honest with you. I think they're good enough for their division, maybe. But as a team, no. I don't see it. But they win. They won. And then the Steelers and Commanders. This one was a great game. Classic football game here. Steelers win 28-27. Yeah, and Jane Daniels didn't throw a single touchdown pass in this game, which is unheard of because this guy up to this game felt like he was going to win NFL Rookie of the Year. I mean, this guy has been phenomenal this season. And now you got the Steelers winning on the road, 28-27. Great game. And then don't sleep on the Steelers, too. I mean, they're winning football games, man. They're 7-2, 4-1 on the road. Don't sleep on the Steelers. Watch out for those guys. Vikings beating the Jaguars 12-7. I mean, Jesus. Sam Darnold threw for 3 interceptions, and this guy still found a way to win. I mean, that just shows how bad the Jacksonville Jaguars are, right? Whew. Jesus. Another crazy game there. Chargers winning against the Titans 27-17. Yeah, don't sleep on the Chargers, man. 6-3, 3-1 at home. Jim Harbaugh, dude. Helping out, getting Justin Herbert where he needs to be. So you have that. And then the Eagles and the Cowboys. Oh, my God. I mean, do we really have to discuss this? I mean, we said it numerous times, like Mike McCarthy. I think it's time to get your bags packed and leave Dallas. Leave the state of Texas because no one likes you there, dude. Your own player, Micah Parsons, is calling you out, right? You're saying that a lot of guys here have put in more work than he has? Dude, that was crazy when I heard that. I mean, I get your frustration, but dude, you have to understand. This guy, Mike McCarthy, he's a Super Bowl winning coach. And being a coach in the NFL, it's not easy. It is not easy, dude. I can only imagine the amount of stress these guys go under, how many hours these guys work, the sacrifices they make being away from their families. And you call a man out like that? Oh, dude, unreal. Unreal. But, I mean, when you lose 34-6 at home against your division rival, the Philadelphia Eagles, yeah, I think we need to start looking at the top. That means Jerry Jones. He can't run this team anymore. He can't. He cannot run this team. Jerry Jones, find someone who can run this team. You need to give up the reins. You've had this team for what, 35 years since 1989? It's time to let go, brother. It's time to let that team go. I get it. You're the face of the Dallas Cowboys. Arguably, right? You're the owner. You've been the owner for 35 years. But when you're getting beat at home this bad, I mean 34-6, dude, what the hell is going on in Dallas? I mean, I get it. Dak Prescott's done for the year. Messed up his hamstring. He's done. You know, Cooper Rush, he ain't the answer. And I don't think Trey Lance is the answer either. 34-6 at home against your division rival, the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. Whew. Jesus. Yeah. Mike McCarthy, I think you need to start getting your resume going. I think you need to start updating it because you're not going to be the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys much longer. That you're not. There's no way. But 34-6. Oh, dude, these Dallas Cowboys fans, I tell you, woo, reminds me of when the Detroit Lions were this bad many years ago. But damn, dude, 0-4 at home for the Cowboys. Oh, God, unreal. And then you had the Cardinals kicking the Jets' ass because, the Jets, oh, yeah, they're going to do great this year. No, Aaron Rodgers needs to retire. We said it numerous times on the podcast. Go away, okay? You're 40 years old. You're not what you used to be, okay? You're a pain in the ass, Bye. See ya. The Cardinals, hey, good football team. Good football team. 31-6 at home. And then the Detroit Lions and the Texans, Sunday Night Football. God, I'm still happy about this one. How in the hell did the Detroit Lions come back and win this one 26-23 when they were down at halftime 23-7? I love it. I mean, this is the confidence you need going into Sunday against the Jacksonville Jaguars, which, by the way, I will be attending that game, so that should be a fun one. But 5-0 on the road, that's why I mean. Games like this, Sunday Night Football, going up against a good team, a first-place team in the AFC South. You're down 23-7 at halftime, and you still find a way to win. Dude, that's what makes you great. That's what makes you great. The Lions, undefeated on the road. They've won 7 straight. They're 8-1 for the first time since 1954. You gotta love it. Love, love, love it. Jared Goff, get that fixed, brother. You cannot throw 5 interceptions and expect to win football games in this league. You got lucky because your defense showed up in the second half, right? But let's clean that up for Sunday and maybe throw for like 5 touchdowns against the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is very doable because they're a horrible team. And so maybe I can witness greatness, right, when I attend the game Sunday. So you had that. And then Week 10 ended last night. You got Dolphins beating the Rams 23-15. The Rams just did not look good at all on offense. I mean, Stafford was missing passes. They just couldn't score. They couldn't find the end zone at all. He was missing his throws. He missed a couple of guys wide open. Possibly could have scored touchdowns in those situations. But hats off to the Dolphins, man. They came in and they were ready to fight. They got their hands dirty and they were ready to throw. They were ready to throw some hands and they won a big game on the road against the Rams, who coming into this game looked like a very, very good team. I mean, you got a fully healthy team. You got a very healthy Rams team coming to this game looking good. And then the Dolphins, 2-6 on the year, now 3-6 with the victory last night. Just coming in and just smacking you in the mouth on home turf. So that's how Week 10 ended. And now we got to hop over to Week 11. And I got to make my picks, as we always do on the podcast, right? So Week 11 picks. This one's going to be an interesting one this week. But yeah, what a hell of a week for Week 10. So hopefully you guys did well on your bets and fantasy football, whatever you guys had going on. But yeah, Thursday Night Football, another division game, right? You got to love it. Commanders and Eagles. Eagles at home. Commanders, they lost against the Steelers in the nail-biter. Eagles kicked the Cowboys' ass. I mean, absolutely annihilated them. They're playing at home. Oh, man. Who do I pick in this one? Division game, Week 11. We're almost there. I will go with the Philadelphia Eagles at home. It's a short week, I understand. But the Eagles, man, watch out. I got the Eagles in this one. And then we got the Sunday games. We got the Packers and the Bears. I got the Packers in this one. They come off fresh from a bye week. The Bears are just god-awful. So I got the Packers winning that one. Jaguars and Lions. I got the Detroit Lions in this one. It's any given Sunday. Jaguars come in, maybe pissed off, want to punch us in the face. But after that victory Sunday night for the Lions, Jared Goff, he knows you can't throw 5 interceptions and expect to win football games in the NFL. Come on now. So he will clean that up. This team will clean their act up. I think we see a big game from the Detroit Lions team. Not just from the offense, but defense too. Possibly we might see Zadarius Smith, who got signed last week from the Detroit Lions. So I got the Detroit Lions beating the Jaguars in that one. Vikings and Titans. I will go with the Vikings in this one because the Titans, I don't trust them. You know, Will Levis, Mason Rudolph, whoever you put at quarterback, it doesn't matter. This team is in shambles. This team sucks. I mean, they're really bad. I got the Vikings on the road there. Raiders and Dolphins. Dolphins, I got the Dolphins because the Raiders, another team that just god awful. I mean, they just cannot. I mean, that defense is horrible. It's really bad. And then this victory against the Rams is a confidence booster for the Dolphins. So at home, you know, they're not the greatest there, but they get the victory in this one. I got the Dolphins over Raiders. Rams and Patriots. Rematch from the Super Bowl from a few years ago. Jared Goff was on the Rams squad that year. I like the Rams in this one. I think they bounce back. I think Matthew Stafford, he knows he needs to clean his act up. You know, he can't play like that going forward, especially when your team's full. You know, you got all your stars back, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. You got to close out games. I think they do in this one. I got the Rams over the Patriots there. Browns and Saints. I'm going to take the Saints. I like that new head coach, man. You know, you won your first game and, you know, after losing 7 straight. And the Browns are god-awful, too. You know, and Deshaun Watson, he's done for the year. Doesn't matter who you put at quarterback, Jameis Winston, whoever. They're done. I got the Saints over the Browns. Colts and Jets. I got the Colts in this one. They have a pretty good defense. The Jets are just bad. I feel bad for Devontae Adams. He thought he was going to go into a good situation, being with his old pal from Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, and it's not showing. So I got the Colts in this one. Ravens and Steelers. Classic rivalry game. Always a nail-biter. Kind of a low-scoring game historically between these two franchises. Two very good teams. But you know what? The home team's going to win this one. I got the Steelers beating the Ravens there. That's going to be a great game. Falcons and Broncos. I got the Broncos at home. I tell you what, that defense is great. I think it's going to be too much for Kirk Cousins and the Falcons' offensive line. I got the Broncos winning that one. Seahawks and 49ers, another division matchup from the NFC West. I got the 49ers winning this one because the Seahawks are on a steep decline, man. They just can't win games. They really can't. The Chiefs and the Bills. Whew. Bills are undefeated at home. The Chiefs are undefeated on the road. Obviously, they're the only undefeated team this season. Man, I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I know. You can give me crap later, but these guys are finding ways to win. This is going to be a good game, though. I would love to see, deep down in my heart, I would love to see the Bills beat the Chiefs, be the first team to knock off those guys this year. But the Chiefs are going to win. Got that one. And then Sunday Night Football, you got the Bengals and the Chargers. I got the Chargers in this one at home. You know, Bengals, I don't trust them, man. You know, Jamar Chase can have a great game. Joe Burrow can throw for so many yards, and they still lose games. It's bad. I mean, you can't do that in the NFL. So the Chargers will win. I like what they're doing over there in L.A. And then the Monday Night Football game for Week 11, you got the Texans and the Cowboys. Cowboys at home. So despite the Cowboys being absolute garbage, the NFL still decides that since they're the Cowboys, you are still going to put these guys on Monday Night Football. Primetime game. A primetime game. Are you kidding me? Like, what the hell's wrong with the NFL? You know, we flex games all the time. Can we put another team in there? I mean, unreal. The Texans are going to win this one because the Cowboys are god-awful. They're garbage. And then you got bye weeks from the Giants, the Cardinals, the Buccaneers, and the Panthers. So, yep, I got the Texans over the Cowboys for Monday Night Football this week. And those are the prizes, Week 11 picks. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. You got to be patient, man. We're almost at the finish line. It's going to be a good one. So, that's all for the NFL. We got to hop over to college football because we saw some big upsets this past weekend. We saw Georgia Tech beating the Miami Hurricanes, number 4 ranked Miami. I mean, crazy, right? You know, you had Ole Miss absolutely dominating number 2, Georgia. They're outside the top 10 now. So we got the rankings, the updated college football rankings. You got Oregon at 1. You got Ohio State at 2. You got Texas at 3. Penn State at 4. Number 5, Indiana. Undefeated in Indiana. They're looking really good. Number 6, Tennessee. BYU at 7. Notre Dame at 8. Alabama's in there at 9. Ole Miss at 10 with that upset victory against Georgia. Georgia is right behind them at 11, and Miami at 12. So, yeah, college football playoff rankings are coming out later tonight. So we'll see how that goes. I think the top 4, I don't think that's going to change. Maybe you put Indiana over Penn State, perhaps. But we'll see. We'll see when the rankings come out later tonight on ESPN. I think 7:30. I think I saw yesterday. But yeah, Boise State there too, man. 13. Can't sleep on them. Army's still undefeated. They're at 16. So college football, man, craziness. And then Colorado with Deion Sanders, prime time, number 18, ranked 18 there. So yeah, this is a very interesting college football season, obviously, right? Oregon, number 1 in the Big Ten, their debut season in the new conference. Ohio State's up there. They're always up there, right? Unfortunately. Nah, you got to give credit where credit's due. They are a pretty damn good football team. Texas in the top 5. First time we've seen that in a long time. Penn State, Indiana. I think I can speak for everyone. If you're even a college football fan or not. Indiana, the Indiana Hoosiers. This is not basketball, ladies and gentlemen, right? This is college football. And the Indiana Hoosiers are undefeated and ranked number 5, according to these new rankings on ESPN.com. Crazy, right? Who would have thought? This is a basketball school. Historically, a basketball school, right? They're a football school now, man. Especially, in this season, 10-0. Running over the entire Big Ten. I get it. They really haven't played anyone like a ranked team. I like to see them play like a Ohio State. See how tested they get. Maybe against Oregon, number 1 in the country. Both teams in the Big Ten, right? So I get that. Maybe go up against Penn State. But, dude, 10-0, hey, it's football, man. Not their fault, not our fault that they make the schedules, how they make them. Hey, you win football games? Congrats. It's hard to win in college football. There's over, 100+ teams in the FBS, 100+ football schools. It's hard to win in college. It's not easy. So what Indiana's doing right now, that's special. I like seeing that. So, yeah, that's your rankings for college football. So we got to talk about this past weekend for college. Like I said, you had Georgia Tech upsetting Miami 28-23, and damn, that was a really good game. But yeah, Georgia Tech, dude, one of those teams that will play upset every single time, especially this time of year. We're a month away from the college football playoff games. Anything can happen. And Georgia Tech, they're that one team that will spoil seasons, and beating Miami, that's a huge win for that program. 28-23 at home. Great game. Miami couldn't really do anything. Georgia Tech, that defense just dominated that offensive line of Miami. They brought so much pressure to Cam Ward. He got so flustered. He got so frustrated. They didn't have an answer for Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech, great victory there. And then you got Oregon beating Maryland 39-18. Ohio State blowing out Purdue 45-0. And then you had Ole Miss with a big upset, a huge upset against Georgia, 28-10. Georgia, damn, dude. I think you guys need to find yourself another quarterback. Carson Beck, he's obviously not doing well, dude. That guy's a pick machine. He throws so many interceptions. You can't do that, especially when at the time you were the number 3 ranked team in the country. You got to find a quarterback who's accurate, who can protect the ball. And Georgia doesn't have that quarterback, And they've been fishy all year. I really haven't had a lot of confidence in Georgia. There was a lot of close games. That Kentucky game they should have lost. Obviously, many weeks ago, you kicked Texas's ass. But, yeah, besides that, really fishy. And they got exposed by Ole Miss, 28-10. Ole Miss at home. And then Georgia Tech, as I mentioned, beat Miami. Big victory there. Yeah, that. And then Texas beating Florida 49-17. And Penn State winning 35-6 against Washington. And then, yeah, the Maize and Blue, Michigan, they lose 20-15. Michigan, their season, like I said, I said it on the podcast previously that this Michigan football team, it's over. All right. You got Northwestern this weekend, then you got Ohio State, right? Yikes. That's awful. But hey, it is what it is. But Indiana, dude, undefeated. That's awesome. And then Notre Dame beating Florida State 52-3. Whew, man. And then Alabama absolutely dominated, absolutely destroyed the LSU Tigers 42-13. Jalen Milroe had 185 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Unbelievable. And then Boise State winning 28-21, a close one against Nevada. And then Ashton Jeanty, 209 rushing yards. And then, oh, man, crazy. And then, Colorado beating Texas Tech. That was an interesting one. They came back 41-27 there. Shadir Sanders threw 291 yards there. Army still undefeated, beating North Texas. So, another great week of college football. We're almost there, man. College football playoff games start December 20th. It's November 12th today. So, we're almost at that point, dude. Gotta love it. So, college football. Just to make some picks for week 12. I can't believe we're already that far. Time flies so much when you get older. A couple games on tonight. Central Michigan, Western Michigan games there. Friday, you have UCLA and Washington going at. So Saturday, you got Ohio State and Northwestern. I mean, come on. Who schedules this nonsense? Ohio State's going to win that one, right? Texas, Arkansas. Texas going to win that one. Clemson and Pittsburgh. I don't know. I'll go with Pittsburgh at home. That'll be my pick of the week. Colorado and Utah. I like Colorado. I like what they're doing right now. There, Deion Sanders, prime time himself. Michigan State and Illinois. I'll take Illinois because Michigan State's not good this year. Penn State and Purdue. I got Purdue winning that one. LSU and Florida. Man. Does LSU come back from that ass whooping from Bama last week? And then Florida, do they bounce back from that ass whooping last week from Texas? Both teams need a win. I will take the LSU Tigers in that one. So you got that. Boise State and San Jose State. I'll take Boise State to win that one. You got Oregon and Wisconsin. I got Oregon winning that one. They're the number one team in the country, and they're playing some damn good football. You got Tennessee and Georgia. I like Tennessee in this one. Like I said, I have no confidence at all in this Georgia Bulldogs team. I got the Tennessee Volunteers to win that one. And, that's it. BYU and Kansas. I'll take BYU to win that one. Oh, Michigan off this week? Yeah, it looks like it. No, maybe not. Oh, that's why. Got to change the settings there. But, those are my picks. Michigan and Northwestern. I will pick Michigan because, God forbid, for crying out loud, they should win this game against Northwestern. Oh, okay. No, Ohio State's playing Northwestern. Yeah, duh. So Michigan, I think is on a bye week. Another bye week. Yeah, that makes sense because the following Saturday they play Northwestern. So my apologies. Maybe a not much needed bye week for the Michigan Wolverines. Maybe they can come back next week and beat Northwestern after they get absolutely annihilated by Ohio State. And then we got the game at the end of the season, which probably we will get destroyed by the Ohio State Buckeyes. But that's week 12 for college football. So watch that one. And then we got to end this episode today. We got UFC 309 this Saturday, 10 p.m. The main card starts. John Jones makes his return. He hasn't fought in a few years, or in over a year, defending the UFC heavyweight title against Stipe Miocic. A guy hasn't fought in 3 years. Last time he fought, he got knocked out by Francis Ngannou. That's a lot of time being away from the octagon, man. And, Stipe's old now. John Jones, the greatest of all time, he's going to win this one. He's going to beat Stipe. He's going to retain the heavyweight championship. So you have that. That's the main event. So 2 big names there. And then the co-main event, you have Charles Oliveira going up against Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler wasted all that time trying to get a fight with Conor McGregor. He lost a lot of time and money as a result. So maybe he comes in this fight ready to throw down. He's pissed off. He's got a chip on his shoulder. But Charles Oliveira is absolutely phenomenal. I like what he's done in his mixed martial arts career. I will go with Charles Oliveira. I like both fighters personally. I like what they bring to the table. I like what they do in the octagon. But Charles Oliveira will win this one. There was a lot of reports that maybe this fight won't happen. I haven't heard anything since. I heard maybe Dustin Poirier would jump in last minute, try to save this fight. But as of right now, the fight's still advertised. It's still going to happen. Hopefully it still does. That's the co-main event. 2 lightweights going at it. That should be a good one. So some 4 big names on this card for UFC 309. This Saturday, 10 p.m., the main card starts. Bold Nickel will be on this card going up against Paul Craig. That'll be an interesting one there. And yeah, that's it for the main card. So UFC 309, watch it this weekend. I got John Jones and Charles Oliveira to win their fights. And then Friday, you got Jake Paul and Mike frickin' Tyson. Like, are you kidding me? Who scheduled this? Like, how is this even allowed to happen? Mike Tyson is almost 60 years old, for Christ's sake. Like, Jake Paul needs to fight actual boxers who are fighting now instead of in the 80s. I get it. Mike Tyson's a bad dude. I don't want to get punched by that guy. Hell no. No way in hell I'm getting punched by Mike Tyson, even today. But dude, the man's almost damn near 60 years old, and he's going up against Jake Paul, who's in his 20s, almost 30s. And, like, what is this? Me being, combat sports fanatic, I probably will watch it. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll watch the highlights on my phone the next day. But you have that going on too, Friday night, 8 o'clock on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix showing fights now. So watch that one, I guess, if you're a big fan of combat sports like I am. And yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one, to say the least. Some crazy shit going on there. So, with that being said, we're done today. So thank you so much for joining me on Guys Time the Prize. The prize is out. This episode is going to be available. The audio version on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. The video version will be available on my YouTube page. I will send the link out to you guys. You guys will be able to check that out. But yeah, go Lions. Keep doing what you're doing. The Red Wings are playing Wednesday tomorrow night against Pittsburgh Penguins, so they need a win after losing Saturday against the Rangers and then losing Friday night against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They need a much-needed win against these damn Pittsburgh Penguins. So watch the Red Wings. Pistons, I think they lost again. And then obviously baseball's over. Dodgers won the World Series, so we don't have to worry about baseball for a while. But yeah, check out this episode. Enjoy the rest of the week. And yeah, go Lions, baby. Let's go. All right, you guys take care. Have a great rest of your day. Go Lions.